As it's been 15 years since she's last seen her father. She had to be older than 6 in that opening scene. Given that logic, I think she was probably 23 or 24 when she died, putting her birth year around 24 years before the Battle of Yavin, 23 at least. I think the sticking point there, as it relates to, and I have to go back and look, I don't have the timeline in front of me, but I think the sticking point there is the 15 years since she's last saw her dad. I don't think we were ever told that moment on their home planet was the last time she saw her dad. I think that's the speculation we were given, but it's possible she could have come across her father after she was left on her own with Saw Gerrera. Maybe that's a bit of a stretch. I don't know. I had to look at the timeline. I mean, it's certainly based off of the flashbacks that we get in Rogue One and the prologue. It made it seem as if the last time she saw her dad was when he was taken by Krennic and her mom was killed. But I think there is a slight possibility that maybe she crossed paths with him after that, briefly. And then the last thing Tony says is, I think maybe my only complaint about Rogue One is that most of the new characters die. I guess it had to be that way since you have a limited set in Episode 4 from which to pull. I was pleasantly surprised to see quite a few familiar faces in Episode 4. Also, regarding the 2 aliens from Mos Eisley, that would be Dr. Evazan and Ponda Baba, right? That Jyn and Cassian encounter on Jedha. How did they get out of Jedha City before the Empire tested the Death Star by blowing it up? Are we to assume they immediately hopped on a transport after running into Jyn and Cassian? Yeah, there was quite a bit of time that went by. That's a bit of a stretch. I got a worse one for you that I'll tell you in just a minute. But if you look at the time that passes between them first running into the 2 characters from A New Hope, again, Dr. Evazan and Ponda Baba. I think I'm saying that right. I should really look it up. Anyway, the 2 characters from the cantina scene in Episode 4. And if you look at the timeline from when they run into them in the Jedha market, and then they go through the battle, they're taken into custody, they then travel to Saw Gerrera's hideout, then they have the conversation. There is quite a bit of time. I mean, hours, if not most of that day, that transpires from when they first meet and the city of Jedha is destroyed. And now he wraps up by saying, that's it for now. Feel free to talk about any of this on your podcast. Merry Christmas to you and yours, and may the Force be with you in 2017. May the Force be with you, Tony, and I apologize for not getting to your email in the last podcast. All right, here's another one that's going to really screw you up, and it frustrated me even more. And that is this. Let me see if I get this. Oh, here we go. So Admiral Raddus in the Mon Calamari, right? General Raddus. Admiral? Oh, God, I got to get this one right. Yes, it's Admiral Raddus. All right. So I think we are to assume, right, that the princess was on board of Raddus's ship. As a matter of fact, let me check one more thing. All right, so this one needs to be explained to me, and it's my biggest beef with Rogue One, and that is the cameo with R2-D2 and C-3PO. After seeing the movie several times, it is clear that C-3PO makes the comment that they're taking off for Scarif. Not we're taking off for Scarif, but they're taking off for Scarif. Why doesn't anybody tell me anything? Okay, so the extrapolation was that C-3PO and R2-D2 got on board the Tantive 5, which was attached to Admiral Raddus's ship. It leaves Admiral Raddus's ship after the battle, right? It's the closing scene of the movie, after Vader boards it, okay? So, somebody on Reddit asked, why is the Tantive 4 docked on the Rebel flagship at the Battle of Scarif? Does anyone have an answer? It was docked with Raddus's ship for repairs. Apparently, in the Rogue One novel, the Tantive-4 had engine trouble traveling to Scarif. Okay, it was obeying the general orders for all space-worthy vessels to help the rebel fleet gathering at Scarif. These orders overrode Bale's orders. Okay, so here's my issue. Radis had already left. Okay. All right, so actually my answer is right here. It's right here in front of me. So my problem was this. There's a conversation that Mon Mothma has with some of the rebels after they find out that the Rogue One crew has gone to Scarif, and that is they're going to go join in the fight. She asks about Admiral Radis, and she's informed that Radis has already left. So Radis was already on his way with his ship to Scarif by the time C-3PO and R2-D2 make the comment as the X-Wings and Y-Wings are leaving for Scarif, which means they're not on Radis's ship. So how did they get there? So the only answer could be that the Tantive-4 must have stopped off at or been at Yavin 4 after those ships had left, and it must have gone and docked with Radis's ship over Scarif. Now, according to Look At Here, it looks like why was the Tantive-4 rebel ship flagship at the Battle of Yavin? It had engine trouble traveling to Scarif. Okay, so it was supposed to be going there to help in the rebel fleet. It had engine trouble, so it docked with Radis's ship. Okay. Boy, I really wish that they had mapped that out. And it just seems so shoehorned in. All right, so there's an explanation. It's not a good explanation, but it's an explanation nonetheless. All right, thanks again to Tony for dropping me an email. I greatly appreciate it. talkshownerd@gmail.com. And again, the plan for 2017 is that I hope to be doing this podcast with Drew and Sam to provide the hardcore, casual, and new Star Wars fan view to the news of the week as we head into the year of Episode 8. That is the plan, and that was supposed to be the deal when it came to episode number 72, but again, because of the fact that I hadn't had a chance to cover Tony's email, and I really wanted to talk Star Wars to kick off the new year, plus oddly self-serving, I haven't been on the air in well over a week, so I'm getting back on the air Tuesday. Not that it would have mattered or it would have been any big deal, but I really felt like recording something and just kind of stretching my voice a bit before I had a chance to do that. And what better way to do that than talking a galaxy far, far away? I'm staring at my new Star Wars calendar that my dad got me. Kylo Ren is January. Rey is February, and I don't know if you know this, but I got a thing for Rey. Hey, have yourself a fantastic week, and you'll probably get another podcast here in the next 4 or 5 days, episode number 73, and that should be with Sam and Drew, so we'll see what transpires in the first week of the year of episode 8. Until then, have yourself a fantastic start to the new year, and we'll talk to you again real soon. May the Force be with you, always.
My Nerd World.